Have you created funnels already in your business? Then probably if you said yes, you probably spent hours doing everything, setting up everything, writing all of the copies, everything to sell behind the scene. And you probably ended up with 1 or 2% conversion rate because this is the average in the industry. This video today reveals how I design my 30% conversion rate funnels and how you can design high converting funnels that feel natural, where the sale is inevitable by putting your audience's unique journey at the absolute heart of your strategy. Imagine right now if your funnel could actually understand your customers' journey, but also anticipating their needs before they ever knew them. Imagine this. It's 2026. It's time to forget about the generic templates that are really horrible. We are about to unpack the secrets to engineering conversion funnels that resonate so deeply with your audience, with what they want, and really resonate so well that they are going to want to convert every single time. And not because you are so good at converting in the DMs this time, but because you have created a system that mimic how you sell live, how you sell in the DM, how you will adapt your conversation to someone. The perfect sales funnel is not about having one huge robust funnel is going to always be the same, and that's also very boring. What we want is to build a sales system that is going to sell also all the new offers that you create, everything that feels very organic and natural for people, and something that is super easy to update also. So the perfect sales funnel that people have taught you before is leaving so much money on the table. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it because there is not one funnel I have seen that I said, let's not change anything and you're going to have more conversion. This actually never happened in the past. Why? Because the only thing that is really driving sales is your audience. And this is why having a funnel that is really created for your audience, with your audience in mind and not just the offers, is going to be changing everything. Be prepared in this episode to discover the revolutionary approach I use to build low maintenance, high conversion funnels that don't just attract your dream clients, but also guide them through a seamless and beautiful journey, making conversion a natural extension of their experience. Customer journey have 5 steps, right? So number 1 step is when your people are not aware of the problem. And so you're going to talk to the symptoms and tell them, when you have this set of symptoms, that means you have this problem. Number 2 is when people are aware of the problem, right? But they're not really committed to a solution, like it's like, yeah, but blah, 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 blah. But. And then the number 3 here in our ladder of awareness is people who are aware of the solutions. If I'm stressed, I could go and punch in a punching ball, or I could do yoga, or I could take medication, or I could do X, Y, and Z. I'm aware of the different solutions now to release my stress. What will I choose? Okay. And so the number 4 on our ladder is people now choose their solution, whatever is the solution. And the last one is that they choose you and they choose your offer. So of course, for every single piece of the buyer journey, and this is something that I teach, by the way, inside Funnel Queen Mastermind, is to really look at the funnel, at the journey, because your funnel, by the way, is not going to always start with step 1. Your funnel may start with step 4. Okay. So it's really important to understand the buyer journey. And the mistakes of most funnel is that they want to start at the start of the buyer journey and they try to do everything in one funnel. They try to educate people who are not ready to decide. They try to convince people who are not yet convinced and people have to be convinced by themselves. They try to sell to people who are still trying to name their problem. So they're saying, oh, you have this problem, without telling them that this set of symptoms is this problem, if this is where they were at. And this is why it is so important to understand your buyer journey, right? That is why you end up with low conversion rates. Long funnels with 5 email sequences in them that all have 10 emails that you took a very long time to write and actually are not selling. And people also ended up in your funnel saying, this is amazing, but they don't buy. High converting funnels do absolutely the opposite. They enter the journey where your audience already is. This is why also the trigger of the funnel is so important. Not where you wish they were. In 2026, conversion, it's not about pushing people forward. And the worst and most frustrating time in your business is when you actually try to convince people that what you have is amazing. Instead of talking to people, we think what you have is amazing. So it's about meeting really people precisely where they are in your funnel. And this is where biopsychology changes everything. I haven't had a doctor with a PhD, a PhD in biopsychology, join Funnel Queen Mastermind last cohort, so in August, and she was blown away. Because the way I teach funnels is embodied and aligned with how people actually buy. Not how we wish they are buying, but how they are actually buying. And the triggers that we put in my funnels are really, really thought after. Each of the 5 stages I was talking about, they need a different message, they need a different trigger, they need a different asset, they need a different role from you. What they need from you is actually different. And this is something that consciously or unconsciously you can perceive when you have a sales conversation with someone. You will start understanding where they're at, and if you need to help them understand and have more clarity around their problem. But your funnel most of the time is not doing this. So your job is to name what the problem is, right? For someone who doesn't know their problem. If someone is aware of the problem, but they're not committed to solving it, it's your job not to pitch the offer, because they are not committed yet in solving the problem. And if you pitch, it is going to make no sense. They first need to commit to want to fix this, right? And so your job is to show them the cost of staying where they are instead of trying to convince them about your offer. If someone is solution aware, your job is not to explain everything because they're already solution aware. Your job is to position your approach as the most aligned path forward. To give you an example, if you came to me and you said, yes, Gwen, or you didn't tell me, but this is where you were at, saying that I want a funnel, this is already the solution that I want. I'm not going to explain to you what is a funnel, right? I'm not going to go into explaining everything. I'm going to say, yes, let's do it. Do you already have an idea? And then here we go. And this is exactly what you want your automated sales pathway, your funnel, to do. If someone is choosing a solution, your job is then, if they already chose your solution, is to remove the friction, to remove any doubt, and really to bring clarity forward so they have no confusion. Because, of course, you know that a confused buyer never buys. And if someone is choosing you, okay, if we think about you as your brand, your offer, what you have created, your job is to make the decision feel obvious. This is so safe for you. This is supporting exactly people where they're at. And it's inevitable that you are going to be successful. Most funnels, however, they're not doing a great job in this. And they kind of collapse all of this into one page or even into like 2 emails. Instead of dripping this into the experience and really being clear on what are we doing here. And that's why in Funnel Queen Mastermind, we're doing our cohort number 2, by the way, now, and we just finished week 1 and we are starting week 2. And week 1 was just this, making decisions of what are the triggers, masterminding on the best triggers for people audiences, masterminding on all of the things that are going to really help them decide what is the best for the person that is going to sell the end offer. I wanted to say I don't care where people are at, but it's not true. I care too much where people are at to serve them something that they don't want. It's like if you say, I'm so hungry for dessert, and I'm like, here is some broccoli. No, I love broccoli, but if for me, I'm ready for dessert, I'm ready for dessert. Give me dessert. Don't try to sell me broccoli. Any other hour of the day, try to sell me broccoli, and yes, I'm going to say yes. Okay? And that's why funnels are leaking money, because everything is collapsed. Everything is made like if we are not understanding the person. And we actually don't leave people telling us what they need. And your funnel can easily do this when you stop trying to shove what you already have and start thinking, what do they want? And then once I know, do I have something that can help them with this? When I design funnels that convert at 30%, I don't start with what pages, what is the tag, how am I going to do this? No, I start mapping the decision. I start looking at the psychology of the buyer. I look at what my buyer already believes. I look at what they are secretly afraid of. I look at what they are comparing me to or with. I look at what would make them hesitate between this and this. And also, I look at what is going to help them make a faster decision. Because, yeah, it is a funnel. We have also a time limit. And not that we only put our urgency, by the way, on timing, because that's ridiculous. And so then from this work, I build the funnel. I build the funnel around this. This is what makes a funnel feel natural, like a real conversation. This is also what makes it feel like a continuation of a conversation they were already having in their head. And this is why the sale doesn't feel like a push, like a force. It just feels like the natural logic next step for this person. This is also why my funnels, they don't just rely on time, urgency, but I built them, yes, all around the 6 main buying triggers for sure. But my evergreen offers, they sell because the system mirrors how I sell live, how I have a conversation in the DM. The same way I listen, the same way I will guide someone. And it's certainly not by telling them everything about my offer in every single DM, for example. No, this is audience first funnel design. And this is exactly what we build inside Funnel Queen Mastermind, which is fully included, by the way, when you join Elite Mastermind. Inside there's containers. So inside Funnel Queen Mastermind and inside Elite Mastermind, we don't just build funnels. We build buyer-mapped journeys, real journey of people. We buy decision-driven messaging that works both for cold traffic, so for ads, or if you are using trial reels, like really cold traffic of people that don't know you, and hot traffic. My funnels work for both. I just had a client that just used what I taught her inside Funnel Queen Mastermind to build her own funnel, and in 2 weeks, she made over 30K in sales just by using this. What we build is a system that is going to adapt to where someone is, not where you want them to be. And what we build actually is a backend. Yeah, it's a backend that sells without requiring you to be on every single day. Elite is for the woman building a 7-figure company, not just a funnel, not just a company that makes money when she's launching or selling on social media. This space is opening very soon, so if you haven't heard about it, it's now. And I will let you know more details as soon as possible. Funnel Queen Mastermind is included in Elite Mastermind because you get everything that I'm creating, and is where the funnel itself gets, yes, designed, yes, refined, yes, plugged in, installed in your business. If you want a backend that understands your audience as deeply as you do, if you want also sales to come from your backend, not just you launching again and again or selling your face off on social media, if you want your funnel to feel like you on your best day selling live, then this work is for you. Because in 2026, the funnels that win are not the longest or the most complex. They are the smart one. The ones that are intentional and focused on client experience. Send me a DM on Instagram to have more details about those 2 masterminds or my private coaching space if you want me to work one-to-one with you in bringing your company to its next level and finally automate a huge part of your sales so that you can double your 2025 revenue without launching or selling more.